Hi everyone, hope you can see me. As usual, I think I'm too low down, so quite a minor adjustment. Better? Sorry about the light shining in my eyes, but I'm trying to show you some magazines and a book I've bought. And it's getting a bit dark because I've waited while the family's gone out, because you feel a bit of a twit, don't you, talking to a video camera when there's people buzzing about. Gigi's gone home. He went to the vet today, although to be honest his daddy's limping worse than he is. And it's still keeping him quiet, no jumping and stuff like that, because they've altered the ligaments in his kneecap and they will take a while to knit together apparently. So, but today he's been, I'm not so been worried about him, but he's been so quiet today that he's just wanted nursing, and you know, which isn't, I mean, I know he loves being nursed, he loves being held and that, but he's just being a bit too quiet today. So I'm glad it's weekend and they can look after him. Yeah. Anyway, what have I got? Besides books, I've got some new trousers, summer trousers, aren't they gorgeous? They're eBay specials of course, but they're brand new, as you can see by the label. But for the place for bargains for me, because I can't go shopping, is eBay. And as you see, it's beautiful colours. They're what they call palazzo pants. I've got a pair on today. I don't stand up and let you see them, but they look a bit like army green. I must admit I wasn't dead impressed with them when they arrived. It's probably one of the few times you'll ever see me wearing a t-shirt. I was going like military camouflage look today. But it had to be me, I had to put beads on. I just cannot do the t-shirt look with nothing frilly. T-shirts are just not me. These are t-shirts that I buy to go underneath sweaters, underneath things when it's cold. They're not what I would wear to go out in, if you know what I'm saying. And the second pair of trousers, again they're from the same place, they're called Sophia. And these are navy blue with white and grey flowers. That would be my niece beeping me. As I say, unfortunately her father-in-law died suddenly last weekend, so it's not been a good time for her. We've been having people and friends and relatives, you know, since last year and this year. It's just been awful. They're just all dropping down like flies. I better make sure I stay well, you know, well, haven't I? As I say, I love these, they're navy blue. You could wear a light grey with them, or maybe not white, because it's not as white as white, if you know what I mean. There's actually a little tiny bit of purple in there as well. So I don't know quite what colour I would use. I would say that's more pale grey than white really. But either way, I'm going to have a fun time making some tops to go with them. The silky top I've got as far as the yoke bit, but this is taking quite a while because it's wide across there. The yoke starts like where the armpits are, so I'm about there. So I'm praying I've got enough yarn to do it, otherwise she'll be having a lower neck than what she wants. Well, this game today, oops, I'm knocking everything off, including my glasses, which I'm I put them back up again, they fell back down again. It's the new book by Robin Chichula. It's called Vintage Modern Crochet. I had it on forward order, so I couldn't help about it arriving when I'm supposed to be not buying anything. Mind you, I got a little extra for looking after Gigi last weekend, hence the 2 pairs of trousers. I mean, yes, it could have gone towards my credit card bill, but I decided I want to treat myself, because I was more or less glued to Gigi for the whole of the weekend. Which is why I'm not getting much crochet done, because, I mean, he can't help it, he's just not well. Right, here we go. This is the introduction. This is called, the first one is Pineapple Lace, it's called. So it's showing different things in pineapple lace. I hope you can see with the light shining on them. And the first one is the O'Hara hat. The O'Hara hat. Oh, come back in the light. Second one is the Kidwell Guardian wrap. As usual with with Robin Chichula, it's quite a fine yarn, I will say that to it. I mean, the shawls are beautiful and things, but you have to be dedicated. I suppose you could always change them and do some jiggery pokery and do them in thicker wool on a thicker hook, because a lot of these are on a 225, which is quite small. That one's called the Bromelia Infinity Scarf. I keep going in front of the light when I shouldn't do. I had to do the light business, even though it's probably washing me out and making me look like a pasty. This I do love, but it would have to be for me and not for Etsy, because it's going to be a labour of love. It's fine on a fine hook. I think it's, what's it called? Super fine it's done. But it is done on a 325, but I definitely wouldn't make anything like that for Etsy, because, you know, people just don't appreciate the length of time it takes you to make anything. And it would take you 2 or 3 weeks to make it, and, you know, you wouldn't get much in return. You know, this one's called this is all Bruges lace now. She's got different sections, and this one's called Bruges lace. I've never actually done Bruges lace. This one's called the Terberge lace shawl. Once again, as you can see, it's fine. And it's got, shows you things, that's how it looks like at the back. Again, it's doubtful I would make that, because I usually make things to sell. And fine yarn and fine hooks. No, you couldn't do it physically and charge something for it. Yeah, that's the jewellery. It's things that I might make for me, but not for anyone else, unless they were very, very, very close friends or relatives. This one's called the Leopold Pullover. I hope it's not shining on the pages. I hope you can see it all. I hope when I have to put this video up, you know, it's not just a mass of shiny pages. Because I don't have one of these cameras, you know, where you can see what you're recording. This one's called Filet Lace. I have done some Filet Lace in the past. That's a bow tie. This I quite like as a, you know, I would make it as an over for one of my dresses. You know, to give a bit of classy bit to the top, instead of wearing just a very, very plain dress. Something like that I would wear. It's called the Carefree Pullover. And this one is the Celtic Cross wrap. This again is very pretty, but very, very fine. It's called the Field Cardigan. Quite a lot of work in that. It's what is it, a 3 hook, size D anyway, whatever that is, but again it's super fine yarn. They give you quite a lot of instructions. This one's called Irish Lace, and that's called Temperance Jewellery. And this is Fidelma Motif Shawl. That's another picture showing it a little bit better. Once again, most of these things I wouldn't have the patience to do them. There you are, Fascinator. Could have done with that actually when I was going to a wedding. And I was trying to find a Fascinator online. Trust me, I'm not a hat person. I like this one. It's called a Gipure top. Once again, it's very, very fine, very, very open work. It'd be great if you had a nice figure and you wanted to wear it over your bikini, but with me I would wear it over a dress. There's pages and pages of instructions, so I mean I haven't read it, it only came this morning. But it seems to be quite, you know, in detail. This one's called Tunisian crochet. And believe it or not, that whole picture is just to show that bracelet there. I mean, they do look quite nice, these cuffs, but you know, you'd have to buy the right kind of a fastener, wouldn't you, for it? This one is the Yasmin shawl. Now it does say here that it's quite technical, it's quite involved, and it's not for an amateur. Seeing as I'm only just about managed to do one stitch in Tunisian crochet, I think I'm not up to that stage yet. It says push your limits with this challenging and gratifying shawl. So even though it looks nice, I think that one is not for me right now, with my lack of expertise in Tunisian. Excuse me. I'm sure I'm allergic to Gigi sometimes. I mean, it's very pretty. Don't get me wrong, it's very pretty. But I'm just not that clever with my Tunisian at the moment. And this is still Tunisian. This is a Cyrene striped dress. I've noticed that this camera's a bit fuzzier now, the sun's altered it. But it means I can actually, you know, do longer than a few minutes with videoing, so I'm sorry if you're finding it a bit fuzzier than normal. This one's called the Fleur Swing Top. I think you can gather up and put the button wherever you want, you know, whether you can put it actually in the middle or to one side or wherever you can put it. But again, it's in the Tunisian, and again it's in super fine yarn. Yeah, that's showing it in better detail. And this one is the Priya, or the Priya cowl. I'm not very keen on that one actually. I don't know. It's just like gathered up, isn't it, somehow? You know, that's the... I'll cover the chart up. That's the little picture of it. It doesn't really float my boat. It looks a bit cobbled together. And that's it for the book. Well, I went in Tesco the other day. That's our local supermarket for those of you that are in the States. And they had... they had Simply Crochet. Oops. Simply Crochet book and Love Crochet fastened together for £4.99. So, and it had with it one of these things. I think it was a free shawl it had with it. I think the Commit to Knit came with the bonus for crochet. Sorry, I'm waving to somebody going past. So you got a free shawl pattern that was there. And on the Simply Crochet we'll do first. That's the one. So it's the latest version. It's version 45. And that is actually priced at £4.99 on its own. So you get one of them free, don't you? The I Love Crochet or the Simply Crochet. It comes free. The advert in it is the pattern that I bought last time, if you remember I showed it to you. The yarn looks very, very pretty, but as I was told by another crocheter at Ian, it's a bit bubbly and a bit thick and thin and a bit awkward to hook with. So you get the usual, you know, what's coming in books, what's doing this, what's doing that, yeah. You get all the usuals, adverts for books. This one's got like the VW, it's got how you know, I suppose you could use them for other things besides a VW. The little pennants, bunting, whatever you call it. And I presume that's a cushion. I don't think it's a spare wheel cover. Although I don't know, it might be a cushion. I guess I'll find out when I go further in the book. That's another cushion and the inevitable granny square blanket. There's the VW cushions, if for those of you who are VW fans. That one says hooker on board and honk if you hook. No, it doesn't say hookster on board. I was just going to say if it said hooker on board, you could get some very funny people stuck in your car or your VW. Right, where are we up to now? Those are just adverts. This one's Petal Power. It's the very narrow, if you can see it, like a headband with flowers on it. That one again is very, very open work. It's supposed to be like a beach over top, but again, you know, I would probably wear it over a dress. That's the beauty of you buy plain dresses, you know, even little strappy dresses. And you don't quite feel right in them after you've bought them, you know, you can put a little ovary top on top of it. And just make yourself feel a little bit more covered. This is just an article about a lady called Cat Golding. Then there's Oliver the Bear, for those of you who do amigurumi. He's got his water wings on and his swimming trunks. Now this one says creative paper. I don't think it actually means paper. I think it means it's a yarn that's maybe made from paper. Yeah, it says Rico Design 100% paper yarn. But it can't be just paper. I should imagine it would be washable. I don't know. Don't know. Just seems a bit silly if you do something that you can't wash. And that's about a crochet retreat that was held in the UK. They run them quite often, but they cost a little high for me. I'll have to have my own crochet retreat. You know, me and Zoe and a couple of other people just book in a hotel somewhere, cheap hotel, and you know, have our little crochet retreat on our own. This one's called Sweet Dreams. It's I don't think it's the pyjamas. I think it's just the edgings, you know, to trim up a pair of ready bought pyjamas. Can't see anybody going to sleep in a pair of crochet pyjamas. Be a bit uncomfy in certain regions. A cushion and throw. This again is another article. It's called Snuggle Ready Amigurumi. It's who is it by? Kate Hancock uses her crochet skills to recreate adorable wildlife. Yes, she does badgers and other things as well, besides the teddy bears. I'm going behind the light again. In front of the light, sorry. Come to the light. This one's a top, pretty in pink. That one's a cushion, I presume, floor cushion or ordinary cushion. It's like a donut, or whatever you call it. A donut with sprinkles. That one's, I presume it's a tablet cover or something. I'm not very well up with my gizmos and my gadgets, yeah. That's just showing you how to do rib stitch. And that's how to make things for garden. It's a fabric pinafore with other things on it. I don't think anybody wants a flower pot cosy, do they? Well, that's another one just saying halt the hoarding. It's another article. You know, where you fasten all your little bits together and leave them with all the bits dangling. I don't know whether I could do that, leave me bits dangling. You know, I'd be a bit nervous. Gosh, this is really old times with vinegar, isn't it? Unless you go golfing. I've never really understood the conception of crocheting food items. Unless it's for a children's play area or a nursery or something where they want to play cooking, you know, and you knit bananas and things for them to go into their fruit bowl. I've never really understood it at all. But that's just me, isn't it? Then you get the usual how to do the Irish crochet. And that's using the Irish crochet to make a pincushion. Yep, that's just how-tos. And I'm not sure what that is. It just says take a slice. They're all triangular shapes. I suppose you could use it to make the top half of a hat or something. Or maybe another pincushion. It doesn't tell you what it is. Ah, placemats. Whatever. And then that's going to be in the next issue, which is going to be butterflies and the top. So that is Simply Crochet issue 45, and I've just got it, so it must be the latest one. Then this one is I Love Crochet. Now I think this one is like a compendium. It says it's a new issue, but it's got some things in it that I've seen in other magazines actually, so I don't know whether it's a compendium or just a lot of whatever. Yeah, that's a cardigan, once again done in very, very fine thread, if you know you don't mind using a fine hook. I don't if I've got plenty of time and if it's for me, because I'm selfish. I do all the little frilly things for me. This is a lady who's quite interesting. She's a Spanish designer called Celia Bernardo. She does these really hippie things. I'm not saying I would ever wear them, but I do quite like unusual things. That's the cardigan. It's called Sweet Rose Hip. It's on a 2.5 hook, so again it's very small. Never heard of half of these yarns, so yeah. This one's called Dare to be Dotty. That's another open work one. Again, fine yarn, fine hook. So if you're a chunky crocheter, I'm afraid this book isn't for you. How to crochet garments, which is quite useful if you're a beginner and you don't know how to do them. Yeah, that's the pattern True Blue. Now that one's done on a 4mm hook, but the yarns I've never heard of. They seem to be, it's Cascade Ultra Prima in Cool Mint. I've not heard about it. It's cotton, it's 200 metres for 100 gram and it's £7.49 for a ball. And it's got the back laced up. Pardon me for sniffing, that's very rude of me, isn't it? This one's called Dainty Lace. It looks like the bottom of the bodice is done sideways. And then maybe the top's done up in the sleeves, I'm not sure. Again, it's another fine one. Oh, it's 4-ply, that's a UK 4-ply. Probably your finger in, mate, if you're in America. Again, it's cotton and bamboo mixture. But this one's a bit more reasonable, it's £4.49 a ball. I'm afraid I don't run to £7.49 a ball. And that's the back view of it. So the front view's got the plain bit across there and the back bit's all lacy. This is called Geo Stripes. You can hear any snoring, by the way, it's not me, it's the dogs. Oh, I think it's one of those, it says you can wear it as a cowl or a skirt, but I think it would be a thin person's skirt. I think fluffy ladies like myself wouldn't get it round. This one's called Green Goddess. Once again, I think it's fine, is it? Debbie Bliss Eco Baby, 100% cotton, $4.49 for 50 meters. So, 4mm hook, so it's probably a double knit. Or a fine 3-weight to yourself, maybe. Not sure. This one is very, very fine. It's called White Lady. It's got a slight filet pattern on it, if you can notice it. I don't know if you can see it or not. Again, you're on cotton. 2mm crochet hook. You might need your glasses on for that one. Oh, it's a dress, it's not a top. I beg its pardon, it's a dress. Now that would be a labour of love. You'd have to start it this year, finish it next year. Now this one I've seen before. I've actually got a magazine with that one in it. So that's not a surprise to me, that one. It's 3.5 hook. Debbie Bliss Eco Baby in white. I don't know. This is what annoys me about them. They don't give you any idea what thickness they are. They don't put like 2, 3, 4, 5 like you do in the US. And this one's called Pink Pearl. Again, oh, that's alpaca. Alpaca and silk. Yeah, and it's on a 3.5 hook. And that one's Sunny Stripes. It's quite a plain shawl, really. I think it's just made more fancy by it being striped and having this flowery button, whatever it is. I think it's crochet. I'm not sure if it's crocheted or not. And that one's on a 4mm crochet hook, so again it's double knitted, I think, which is a bit more feasible. There's the back view of it. Oh. And you've got a nice pretty feminine looking granny square and tops. Light and Bright, a granny square vest by Anne Egan. 4mm, so even though it looks quite fine, it could be double knitted. I don't know, it doesn't say again. It just says Sublime Egyptian Cotton. Oh, it does say double knit, I beg his pardon. Can't read. And that, I've seen that one in another book actually as well. Very, very pretty. 4mm hook. And it's in alpaca. Again, it could be double knit or it could be 4-ply. Done a little bit more, you know, open work. You see, I'd love to go on these holidays if it was crochet. Come and knit in the Faroe Isles, you know. It must be very interesting to be able to go on one of these holiday things. You know, the trip includes your travel dates, return flights, but you have to get to Edinburgh too before you get the return flight. But it's nearly £2,000. Which is it? Simone Rocha's Spring to Summer line 216. Again, she's very unusual, very hippie, gypsy. Now I've actually got that pattern in a magazine. It says you can buy it through Etsy. What's the lady called who does it on Etsy? Oh, the Wonky Zebra. She does a lot of vintage patterns if you look her up, Wonky Zebra. And that's the Highland Flume. Again, not something I would ever wear. For obvious reasons, I'm too old, I'm too fat. This one's by Shannon Mullet Bowlesby. That one. I think it just seems to be all fine. This is in silk merino. 375 hook. That one's coffee and cream. You get a lot in here, don't you? £3.5 is it a hook? Yeah. My eyes started off alright, now they're going. Then there's just adverts for different books, adverts for the Wool Warehouse. Your usual obligatory how to crochet at the back, crochet tips, whatever. Now in your next issue of Love Crochet are those rather gorgeous rabbits. I don't make amigurumi, I make a complete and utter hash. But people like, you know, Rose from the Philippines, she makes lovely things like that. And Purple Linda Crafts, so if you're in the UK, I like ordering from this lady. She's not the cheapest in the world, I won't give you that, but you can get a lot of things that you can't get anywhere else from Purple Linda. You know, if you're looking for a particular colour like in James C. Brett, you can go around and you can look, and there's lots of cheaper James C. Bretts in different places. And, excuse me, I just need a drink of orange juice. But I can guarantee if it's an obscure colour or something that you can't find anywhere else, I bet Purple Linda has it. I needed that. There's nothing in it, by the way, it's just orange cordial. It's Friday night, I might go on a drop of the hard stuff later, but you never know. I don't really drink, to be honest with you. About once a week I might get tempted. This one's called Commit to Knit. It came with one of the magazines. It's more or less showing you different things that you could knit for various organisations. You know, like a twiddle mitt for people who suffer with dementia. And it gives you suggestions on where to donate them to if you make them. Those are little egg cozies, I think. You know, who could make use of them and who would want one. Oh, that's a catnip mouse. You know, unless you donate that to a cat society, I don't know why you would give it. What else have we got in here? Oh, there's knitting flowers. Again, I don't know who would want the flowers, but that isn't the cardigan, it's just a little hat. It's for premature babies. You know, if you want to make them and donate them to your local premature unit, intensive care, whatever they call them these days. And that one's called For Sailors or something, keeping recipients warm. It's a cabled hat in knitting. They're talking about donating it to the seamen or something. The Mission of Seafarers. And then these are just blanket squares that you can contribute to somebody who makes a big blanket. You just contribute squares, as many as you wish, and I suppose somebody else stitches them up. Right, we're on to a different magazine now. This is the Inside Crochet, and it doesn't say what issue, does it say? Oh, issue 78, I think. Glasses, let's have a quick look. Yes. Issue 78 of the Inside Crochet. I think this is a UK magazine if I'm not mistaken, but you can still get it in the States. That again is another advert for Purple Linda Crafts with a lovely picture of a seahorse. I presume you can get the pattern from Purple Linda or other places, of course. These are just showing contents. Add to your stash. I like reading these sometimes though. You know, you get pictures of beakers, well, we call them beakers, mugs and things that you can get from different places. Different things, yeah. And, oh, we just saw another advert for that one in another magazine, didn't we? Confessions of a Pattern Collector. I could contribute to this, couldn't I? I bet I've got more patterns than any of these people. I've been collecting them a lot longer. I've got a head start. Right, Summer Style. This one, I think it's a long waistcoat. I'm not too sure. I mean, granny squares can look really, really nice if you get your colours right. That's the trick, isn't it? I'm not that good at getting my colours right, but you know, some people really have the knack, don't they, putting the right shades together. This one's called the Lisa sweater. I'm not sure what you were looking at here. Oh, the necklace. I thought that the top didn't look particularly crocheted. Well, that says a herb basket. I don't know whether you plant the herbs in it or you use it as a market basket when you're going to buy the herbs. I'm not sure. That one looks like a granny square, whatever, shawl, whatever you want to call them, stole, fat scarf. Right, that one's a butterfly t-shirt. This one's advertising Yarndale 2016. It's on in September, I think. I'm not sure where it is. Oh, Skipton Auction Mart, so it's in Yorkshire. So probably, you know, that Crafternoon Treats lady will probably be going there. She lives near there. Yeah, that's the sweater again. Looks to me like it's done sideways, but I might be wrong. Might be wrong. Bright at Home. I'm not sure if it's a basket or... Oh, a bicycle basket. Really? Then we've got different sets of cushions and a granny square bedroll. I love Inside Crochet, but I hate its photos. They don't focus on what the actual thing is. So we've got here teddy bears and baby bonnet. That one is supposed to be something to do with the plant sticks. I don't know whether it's because you crochet little strawberries or something. Stick them on the top, but they wouldn't really weather the storm, would they, if they went outside? You've got tea cozies, we've got coat hangers, and we've got mole bunting. And this one's a bit of a strange looking jacket. The zip's like on one side, yeah. Not into that at all. Not into it at all. This is just saying make it crochet. I think it's done sideways, this. Yeah, it's done sideways, I think, and seamed up the front. My seam is not up to scratch really when I have to do things, you know, are on view right down the middle of the front. Oh yeah, it is a waistcoat. It's a festival waistcoat. Again, I fancy making a granny square waistcoat, but not in those colours. Crochet necklace. Lenten Rose Stole, that's the one that's in granny squares again. That's your herb basket again. It says brighten up a corner of your room, but I'd rather use it as a basket, you know. Shopping basket to go shopping with. Although don't buy potatoes in it because it drops to the floor. As I found out with my first crochet bag I ever made, a market bag. Yeah. Oh, the butterfly t-shirt goes in a child size as well. That's what's going to be in next month's magazine. It's a mermaid tail, another blanket, a shawl maybe, and that tiny little waistcoat. And that's your bicycle basket. Oh, those are the coat hangers, shell stitch coat hangers. They're actually quite good. I bought a set once at a craft fair because there was nothing else I wanted to buy, of knitted coat hangers. They were knitted over a wooden coat hanger. Do you know they are great if you've got one of those slippy blouses or slippy dresses that won't stay on a hanger. They're really good to stay. You keep it gripped. You don't keep finding them on the floor of the wardrobe all the time. Yeah, these are the fruit and veg sticks. I can think of far better things to do with my time. I'd rather mark them with a Sharpie. And that's the Heidi bonnet. Heidi bonnet. A little bit retro, isn't it? A little bit oldie worldy. Little Pandy the Panda. There's another one there that Rose would probably make. Although Zoe 24 Carat Crochet, she's into making those, the African flower hexagon design. She's into making the triceratops, are they called? This is the spring rose garland. It can't keep going in front of the light, can I? Otherwise all you'll see is a big dark mass. I am hoping this damn thing, excuse me swearing, this video turns out. Right, a bubble tea cosy. Alright if you like tea, and if you have a teapot, which I don't have either. And I really am not stuck on it because it looks silly with the zip going kind of sideways. It's not even sewn in properly, it just looks, spoils it anyway. It says perfect biker jacket, I'm sorry, but it's not as far as I'm concerned. That's Pastel Star cushion. Then we've got all this, how to do stitches, how to do this, how to do that, which seems to be obligatory. And that's Ron Strong, an article on Ron Strong living a creative life. And then that again I think is knitted, that's Darabos, an advert. I do think it's knitted. Anyway, I think that's about it. I'm wearing another one of my eBay designs. Can't remember where I got the t-shirt from. Got the trousers from eBay. And I caught the sole, as you can see. I do go brown fairly easily actually. But I really must get some sunscreen, so don't do what I do. And just go out and sit in what you think is innocuous UK sun. So what I've been up to, Sue came the other day, but because I had somebody with me, came to give me some financial advice on, I wanted to borrow the money for the windows and the decking at the back. So I'd been to the bank first and they were a bit so I got the advice of a financial advisor, so we couldn't do a video because by the time he went, he'd given me all the advice, which I was very thankful for. Opened my eyes to a lot of things, and stupid things you don't think about but you should when you're 70, like power of attorney, living wills, whether you want to be resuscitated, who's your executors, in your will and things like that. It's not so much in case you die, it's in case you have a stroke or something. Something happens to you, or God forbid I lose my marbles, go Alzheimer's or something. But it's something that you should have if you're my age. You should have make your wishes clear, what you want to do and everything. It's alright leaving a will, but it's not the same, is it? As a living will, you leave all the exact instructions of what you exactly want everybody to do. And also he gave me advice on how to get the money and stuff like that. He doesn't do any of the lending and that, so it's a different aspect. It's like independent financial advice. he goes through everything, what you have, what comes in, what everything like that. And he gives you quite sound advice on where to go next, which I was quite grateful for. Because I'm not one of these people who's ever been, you know, getting mortgages and stuff and loans and stuff. So I don't know how you go about things, especially at my age. So I was very grateful for a bit of, you know, independent financial advice. Not done anything about it yet. Of course, it was all just speaking at the moment. I've got to make my mind up where I go from here on in. So, you know, maybe I'll get my decking. I'm hoping to get my decking this year. If I can't get anything else, if my windows have to fall out, I would love, dearly, dearly love my decking, because just in case we have a nice summer and I can sit out on the deck and do my crocheting, and it'll be handy for me and for little Gigi. He'll like it. So as I said, he's got to be, you know, kept fairly level with no jumping and everything. Whereas if I did get me decking, I can put something across the steps to go down to the garden, so he can't go on his own, you know. So that would keep him on a level basis, because there won't be any steps then going down onto my decking, because they're levelling it all up to the level of the patio doors. At the moment there's 2 big steps. I got told off this afternoon by the family because I was coming up the steps with Gigi, because of course he's not supposed to jump up steps. And I tripped over the step and we both nearly went flying. And it's like, I do that all the time, because I'm so unsteady on my feet. So I got that from the family. And when I looked out again, my daughter-in-law brought all the washing in. As I'm saying, she's not falling up any more steps. But I either fall up them or I fall down them. I can say almost every day I fall, because they're so deep. I can't do deep, because I've got, since I had my spinal operation, I've got problems with the nerves down my left leg and my foot. So when I think I've lifted my foot up, I don't lift it up high enough. I think they call it drop foot or something. So I actually catch the toe, you know, where I think I've cleared the step, I'm actually catching my toe on it, and then off I go, flat. Which is why I don't really do walking in public, because I look like I've been in the local pub and I'm rather intoxicated. So anyway, I don't know whether Sue's coming next week or not. She did say she hadn't got her work schedule, because it was like the end of the month, and she hadn't got her June schedule. So I'm hoping that she'll be able to come, and you know, we can do a proper video, because we couldn't do anything. So, because she suddenly remembered, actually, when it was time to go home, I said, are you having another cup of tea? And she goes, oh, sugar. She said, I've just remembered I've got an appointment at the doctor's. So she had to go scooting off rather faster than she thought. And there'd also been some kind of an accident on the motorway, and the traffic was all slowed up to a dead stop. Because this guy who came to give me the advice, he'd been held up for more than half an hour stuck in traffic. So anyway, I hope this light shining in me hasn't made me like a pasty white ghost. And when I come to upload this video, I'm not going, oh no, what do I look like? Let me lift it up a bit. Maybe I look a bit better now. Although I'm not. I'm like as it is today, you know. No makeup, no hairdo, no nothing. As it is. Keep it real, as they say. So that's about it really. The family's gone out tonight. I don't know where they've gone, but they've gone out. So everything's progressing on their front, and hopefully everything's progressing on my front. So I'm hoping that within the next couple of months we'll both have good news. I'll have good news that I'm having decking and windows, and they'll have good news that their house is ready. So I think we'll leave it at that. So cheers. I shall salute you with my orange juice. And I hope you're all going to have a lovely weekend. Supposed to be sunny till the middle of next week, so I'm hoping I can take the brown crochet and go outside in the sunshine over the weekend and get it finished when I can actually see it. Because of course I can't work on anybody else's crochet When I've got Gigi, because he's molting, he's rather hairy, so I can't do any crochet when he's on mini. And I don't want to send things off to other people covered in dog hair. So that's the problem with having animals. How do you manage when you've got animals and you're doing crochet and that for other people? I have to brush myself down and brush everywhere off before I pick up mine. Anyway, upon that lovely